Hi. I'm robo-Suzie and today I'll talk to you about severe diabetic complications of diabetes mellitus. Also don't forget to check out the link below, to find out how this guy reversed his diabetes. Turns out, the diabetes industry is selling us fake research. But back to our topic. The 5 main diabetic complications. As with any other disease, you may want as much as possible to learn about diabetes and the complications of diabetes. The more knowledge you have, the easier it will be overcome and manage diabetes. Acquiring the knowledge of diabetes is also useful for those who do not suffer from diabetes because this knowledge could be used to prevent the onset of adult diabetes and hopefully avoid this chronic disease altogether. In addition to knowledge of diabetes such as the diabetes symptoms, diagnosis of diabetes, causes and treatment of diabetes, it is also important to know about all the related diabetic complications. All this knowledge will help you prepare, emotionally and physically, with the possibilities of coping with having not only with your diabetes, but also with other complications that are related to it as well and the lifestyle changes that is necessary to deal with it effectively. Some factors such as heredity, age and ethnicity can have an influence on people who are prone to diabetes. But regardless of the risk factors associated with diabetes, the complications of diabetes will be the same. Below are some of the diabetic complications that people need to be aware susceptible to diabetes are: diabetic neuropathy. If you suffer from diabetes, then there is an increased risk of suffering from severe diabetic complications of the nerves. Damage of the nerves in the body will cause poor circulation in the body, especially the extremities like the hands and legs, and fingers and toes. Smoking or drinking alcohol only exacerbate the problem, so limiting these would be a good idea. Heart disease and stroke. According to experts, people with diabetes have a much greater risk of developing coronary heart disease and angina compared to those without diabetes. In fact, these complications are the leading cause of death in diabetics around the world. Diabetics are prone to heart diseases and stroke because of deposits of fat deposits in the arteries and hardness of the arteries caused by the extra glucose in the blood. This will cause high blood pressure or hypertension to develop. Diabetic eye disease. People who suffer from diabetes have a higher instance of suffering from diabetic eye problems as a result of their diabetes. These problems of the diabetic eye may lead to diabetic retinopathy, cataract, glaucoma, and optic nerve damage. If not treated immediately, they could lead to irreversible damage of the eyes or even blindness. Diabetic kidney disease. Kidney disease is also a very common complication of diabetes, because the parts of the kidneys that filter the blood damage because of high glucose levels. The kidneys will eventually be damaged as a result of being overworked and will be unable to get rid of toxic byproduct from the blood. This diabetic kidney disease can be avoided by keeping blood sugar levels under control by following your diabetic diets closely and do regular physical activity to keep the blood sugar in check. Other useful things that you could do include: stop smoking and drinking alcohol. Gastroparesis. This is somewhat related to diabetic nerve damage. The nerves in the stomach help the stomach to contract and relax, thus allowing the food to pass down into the intestine. When these nerves are damaged, the food remains in the stomach for long periods, causing bacteria to develop. The improper functioning of the stomach also causes the diabetic to struggle in controlling his or her blood glucose level because the organ that convert the food we eat into carbs cannot be predicted. Approximately 20–30% of diabetics with type 1 diabetes are vulnerable to suffer gastroparesis because the vagus nerve, which keeps the food moving through the digestive tract, are damaged. While people can get type 2 diabetes only suffer from gastroparesis less frequently and only in the advanced stages of diabetes. That's it. Thank you. Please subscribe, comment and like this video if it was helpful. See you soon.